is Anthony, and I'm going to be talking about our Gamify Circus attendance app. Once you download our install files folder, go into the folder and double-click the setup.exe application file. It'll take you to a security warning, and then click install. After that's done, it'll take you directly to the dashboard. I want to talk a little bit about how our Circus attendance works. For each practice, which is 3 days a week, we have meetings that last about 20 minutes that are mandatory and you have to be there. Our recording secretary will take attendance each person, whether they are present, late, or absent. And we have 3 excused and 3 unexcused absences for the semester. If you go over the unexcused, then you actually are kicked out of Circus. For the first button I'm going to go over is taking attendance. So once I click on that, you'll be taken to a new box where it shows space for ULID, late, absent, or present, and the meeting date. To add a person to take attendance, click the yellow plus sign for adding one. Type in their ULID, whether they're present, late, or absent, and then click the meeting date, and click the save button. That'll add the person to the roster. Go back to the dashboard, and the next button is View All Absences. Click that, and then you can see the absence or mark the person's attendance that I had just marked there. You can see my ULID, and it'll show the attendance ID, the ULID, whether they're present, late, or absent, if it is excused or unexcused, and the meeting date.
This is Mike. I'm going to go over the next couple functions here. The first one is going to be view absences by person. So in this view, you're not able to add any new records, but if you wanted to search and say, hey, I want to find out how many times Anthony's been absent, you would start typing in the ULID. And let's say I wanted to search for somebody else, and you can see that I don't exist in here yet. The button also, the export button is also here on the side, which will allow you to save and name a file as a comma-separated values file, and that will include all of the information that is here in this data grid view. So we're going to name it test, and we're going to save it to the desktop. And then it pops up a little message box letting you know that your export was saved and the location that it was saved to. And so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. And this opens up in Microsoft Excel by default. And you can see that it has the attendance ID, the ULID, the late, absent, present, whether they're excused or not, and meeting date. This can then be saved either as the CSV or as an Excel workbook, and that will allow people to make formatting changes and apply filters and other sorts of Excel data management tools. And so let's go back to our dashboard here, and we're now on View Absences by Meeting Date, and this will allow you to see who is absent on a given meeting date. So if you wanted to go back and see, all right, who was absent on the 15th of April, you'd see that nobody was absent. There's no entries for it, so we haven't put any entries in yet. But if we go back to April 20th, where we do have an entry, you'll see the attendance records for that date. You can also go back in here and apply whether they're excused or not excused, and hit save. And so you're able to edit records here, but you're not able to add any new ones. And what that's for is that when somebody is absent, they turn in a letter after the meeting, usually about a week afterwards, and that explains why they were absent and if it was excused or not. And so there's no point in having people take down whether something's excused or not at the time of. So this allows people to go back in and make those changes. And then I'm going to go over the add people. This just lets us have a record of all the participants of Gamify Circus. So when people are added or graduate and they're done, you can add or remove them from here. my ULIT. And let's add another person. And they're going to be a junior, and it's their second circus year. And I'm going to pass it off to Nick to go over the next couple functions here.
I'm going to talk about the View All People button here. So here you can see everybody that's been already added on from the Add People button here. You can see the school year, the circus year, and their ULIT, as well as the first and last name. You can also add new people on as well. I'll add myself on into here. Myself as a freshman, first year. Then save that. And I'm going to add one more for demonstration purposes. Sophomore. Say second year. And save that. And that's the functionality for this first one. And we'll go back to the dashboard. And we'll do search people. Here we can see everything. If we're looking for a certain person, if we're looking by M. So here it shows Michael and Mo. If you just want to have Mo show up, you can put in just start putting in his ULIT. It just brings up Mo. If you just want Michael, just type in Michael. You can go by last name, so it brings up mine. And then it can also do senior or freshman, sophomore, and junior. And then if we also want to know by the year, like how many years they've been in Circus, we can type in the numbers as well, and it can give us the people who've been there. So like Test and Mo, or if it's first year, it's Michael and me. Then we'll go back to the dashboard, and then we have our quit button, which just terminates the program. So we'll close it and terminate the program. And thank you for watching our presentation.